The best self-defense, obviously, is if you don't have to get into a physical confrontation. One of the things that statistically we've found to be true is that most real situations and real fights don't start off with someone jumping out from behind a bush or hiding in an alley behind a car or something. Most real situations start with some sort of a verbal exchange. The criminal element, for example, their mode of operation is to size up their victim, to find out if they've got somebody here who's going to be an easy prey. They're looking for free lunch. They're not looking for a fight. So many times, just the way your behavior is, the way you act, your mode, your whole feeling, your whole attitude is going to make the difference of whether they're going to proceed with their attack or not. So we find that there are basically 3 different types of modes of behavior that you might get into. One is called the passive behavior. And in the passive behavior, you're kind of showing up like a real victim, like you're afraid, like you show that fear, and that the head tends to be down, the shoulders tend to be down, you tend to look away, you're afraid to make eye contact, and this gives a green light to someone to go ahead. And this could be a situation, whether it's in a bar, whether it's road rage, no matter what, or it could be a street thug. So what we want to do is we don't want to get into that passive kind of mode of behavior. The opposite of that is what we call aggressive behavior. And that's where we fight fire with fire. And many times what happens is we provoke a situation that doesn't have to come to a physical confrontation. We do that because we got this macho thing. So what happens is somebody comes in, somebody starts getting loud, there's a situation, and we get the chest up, and we get the chin up, and we're all ready to go, and we create a situation that doesn't have to be. The third mode of operation, the third mode that we should be in, is what we call our assertive behavior. And that assertive behavior, what we want to do is we want to have good eye contact. We want to look that person right in the eye. Okay, we want to have a good, strong tone of voice to show that we're projecting this congruency of body posture, tone of voice, strength, facial expression, like back off, leave me alone. And if you notice my hand position here, my hands are open. They're not that aggressive with the fist closed. The hands are open, yet they're up here. They're ready should I need them. At the same time, they're like, leave me alone. No, back off. And we're going to do that with some strength and some assertiveness, and that in many cases is enough. We've had many, many experiences where people have been able to avoid physical confrontations with good verbal skills and good physical assertiveness skills. So what we're going to do now is we're going to practice these 3 modes, and we'll show you how they work as far as a real scenario could be. Okay? So, in just a second here, I'm going to bring my assistant Barbara in to show us how this could work. In this first situation, we're going to demonstrate what we call a passive behavior. Okay, so again, with this situation that we're going to be using today is going to be road rage. But it could be a bar situation, it could be a mugger or a street situation, somebody approaching you with this interview thing. So this is going to be a road rage demonstration. Hey, what's wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
Did you see me out there? What are you, blind?
Leave me alone. I'm sorry.
Are you some kind of jerk or something?
Mean it.
You know, I'm sick of people like you.
I'm sorry. I
don't know where you even got your license from. You're some kind of a jerk. I'd like to smack you. You know that? I am sick of this kind of stuff. Okay, so in this situation, we acted out a passive mode. If you notice Barbara's demeanor, her shoulders were kind of down. She was turning, her feet were moving around. We call this happy feet. She wasn't kind of holding a firm position. So her body posture was very weak and very passive. If you notice her tone of voice, her voice was kind of shallow. Her breathing was shallow. She really didn't project any kind of strength or assertiveness at all. So what does that say? That gives an aggressor a green light to rape you, to mug you, to steal from you, to hit you, to whatever. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to do something a little bit more assertive, which we're going to demonstrate in a few minutes. Right now, we're going to go into what we call the aggressive behavior. Aggressive is the exact opposite of assertive, and this can get you into trouble too. This can get you into fights and situations that don't have to be. So now we're going to go through the same road rage situation, but now Barbara's going to act the part of the aggressive personality. Hey! What are you, some kind of jerk or something?
What are you calling
I'll
a jerk.
calling you a jerk.
You calling a
I'm
jerk.
calling you a
You're
jerk.
the jerk, buddy.
You know what? You're calling me a
Back
jerk?
off. Just
You know
back
what?
off.
You'll get
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
find. I'm sick of this stuff.
Yeah.
Hey!
Okay, so in this situation, her aggressiveness caused the fight or caused a situation that may not have had to happen at all. So that is the exact opposite of being passive, is being aggressive. What we want is we want a blend. We want something in between. We want a good assertive behavior that says, hey, back off, leave me alone, but with strength, congruency, and good power of the voice. And we'll demonstrate that right now. Same situation, road rage.
Hey! What are you, some kind of jerk?
Back off.
What do you mean back off?
Just back
You know
off.
what? It's people
It
like
was
you
an
on the
accident.
road that
Back
cause
off.
problems. You
Back
are a
off.
jerk.
I said back off.
Let me back off.
It
What are you
was an
talking
accident.
about?
Back off.
I think I want to
Back
smack
off.
you.
Back off.
What do you mean back?
I said back off.
Ah. Okay, so you notice that the way she reacted. She had a lot of congruency in her voice, in her body posture, her eye contact. She was very strong all the way through. This gave me a signal that, look, this is not going to be an easy victim. This is not going to be someone who's going to lay down. This might be a little bit of a struggle, maybe more than I really want to contend with and I want to deal with. So by learning to have good assertive posture and learning to have good control of both your voice, your eye contact, your facial expression, and body posture, many times we can avoid a physical fight with just good verbal and spatial skills.